Busy but loving parents. Okay. What does that look like? Okay. Busy but loving parents. What does that look like? Thank you very much, Ofu. I appreciate you. Ofu Mere. Is it Ofu Mere? Me. I don't know. I'll kill people's names here. I apologize. What does that look like? A busy but loving parent. Okay. Many of you have parents. Okay. Hey, Esmeralda. Good to see you. Many of you have parents who you might have had two parents. You know, this is my favorite one. It's my favorite one. Let me tell you why it's my favorite one. Because when this person comes into my coaching practice, they start off the story like this. I had a great childhood. Yeah, I did this with my parent, I did that with my parent. We went here, we went there. I did X, Y, and Z, and yeah, I have an amazing childhood. And I sit there and I go, so why the heck are you with me? You meant to be secure. You should be okay. Okay. All right. Right. And then we start asking real questions. Okay. So what was your relationship like with your mother or your father growing up? Okay, well, my parent wasn't necessarily there. My mum worked a lot, my dad worked a lot, and here's what they do. They go like this, and I totally understand it because, they had bills to pay, and there's 3 of my other siblings as well. They had to make sure that the food in the fridge, had to make sure there's a roof over our head, and what they don't realize is their parent was busy, but they were loving. So the parent wasn't necessarily rude, they weren't disrespectful or anything like that, but they were busy. They were unable to form a deep connection with that parent or unable to form the kind of connection they needed in order to be secure because the parent was consistently busy. Money on my mind. It takes time to take time. See where I'm from. We do what we do when there's money on my mind. All right. So when the parents got the money on the mind, they're straight on the grind. Yeah. What they're thinking about is survival. And yet the child is over-identifying with the parents and going, I understand why my parents did what they do. And so they make a narrative that says, I had a great childhood, not realizing they were robbed by the parent, not on purpose. And that's what makes it difficult for the child to really understand. They're like, I can see they weren't doing it on purpose. They weren't trying to hurt me. They weren't trying to neglect me. But they weren't trying to be inconsistent. I don't even see it as that because really and truly, again, they're looking at the effort of the parent, which makes sense. Right? Because children are pretty much narcissistic. They believe everything's about them. But anxious children are over-identifying. Okay? All right? They're over-identifying. So it might look like this. You might say, come here, let's cuddle one day. And then another day, the parent might say they're too tired. In fact, people who have grown up in households where the parent was sick, this one. In fact, let me type down. That's a special one. Let me write that down because that's a special one. This one's for you guys. Those of you who had a parent who's sick, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? You had a parent that was sick. This is for you. Okay? Sick parent. Let me write this. Sick parent. Let me write this one down for you. Okay? Sick parent. This one is for you. Sick parent. Now, people who are anxious, oftentimes, especially if they grew up in a household where either there was a sibling or a parent, somebody was sick in that household where their parents could not put all their effort and attention into 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the children. I don't know, whichever one. But somebody was sick. Could have been grandma. It could have been granddad. It could have been mom. It could have been dad. It could have been a sibling. Somebody was sick in that household. And so all the attention has to go to the person who's sick. And because in that place, parents get stressed by the overwhelming demands of having to deal with another person in the household who is not able-bodied. And so the child, becomes second best because the person who's sick must get all the best. So there are so many people who have come to my client practice, and I'm not mentioning anybody's names, I like confidentiality, who have been in households where there's a sibling who's sick and they don't hate their sibling. No, they over-identify. I understand where my sibling was coming from. I get it. My sibling was my sibling had to, go to the hospital all the time. They had to be special visits by the doctors. We had to take them to this place, take them to that place, and so they realized that they don't want to be selfish now. Of course not, right? But they had to learn how to self-abandon. They had to learn how to stop identifying with their own needs and identify with whose? Someone else's needs. Okay? And so you start to realize your needs are not important because whoever's sick is more important than you. What if I'm the sick parent? Yes, if you are the sick parent. She said, obviously, what if you are the sick parent? B said, what if you are the sick parent? Then there's some work that you can do to be consistent. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about being consistent. And so you may not have time, let's say right now, right? It's about the communication. Let me give you an example. Like, you may be sick, right? And it's going to be very hard because you're sick. Nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying to you? But if you're able to at least just talk, it's good to say, listen, hey, baby, I don't have the strength right now. Can we, and let a child know, come back in an hour's time. Let's talk. Let's play a little bit in an hour's time, right? Just give yourself a little bit of time. You may not have it. And again, by the way, some of this will be unavoidable. I want you to understand. B, some of this is going to be unavoidable and there's nothing you can do about it, right? You can only pray for the strength of God. That's it. You know what I'm saying to you? So I don't want you to be like beating yourself down with a stick because I said, obviously, when a parent is sick, some things cannot be avoided. It is that simple. There's nothing you can do. So if you keep thinking you can change it, you're going to hurt yourself. Just do the best that you can do. If you are sick to a point where you can't even talk, you can't move, you can't do anything, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying to you? Just be as best as you can be when you are finally fighting fit. I do not want you to listen to this message and condemn yourself. That's not what I'm going for. I just wanted to make that very clear. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm only explaining people's backgrounds. Okay? Okay? Yes. Okay? Okay. Love that. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so... again, sick parents, again, thank you for that as well. Sick parents as well, not easy. It's not easy at all, okay? And again, like I said, some of this it won't change, Just do your best and try as much as you can. That child will understand. We're just talking about what work they will have to do. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying to you? Some of us grew up in households with a sick parent. It is what it is. You can't do nothing about it. You just got to learn to heal. And, all you can do is teach that child how to take accountability. When I say take accountability, but learn to just be a good individual with boundaries. Learn how to be a solid individual and human being. Teach them the right morals. You know what I'm saying to you? They'll have to figure it out on their own when they get older. That's on them. But, it happens. It is what it is. That's life. And that's what all the people say. All right, cool. Okay. All right, so... all right, so next thing is emotionally reactive parents. Okay, let's write this one. Emotionally reactive parents. Okay. All right, cool. Emotionally reactive parents. Emotionally reactive parents. Here we go. Okay? Emotionally reactive parents. Okay? Now, if you've got parents who are emotionally reactive, it means that they are volatile. You do not know what you're going to get. Okay? Right? You do not know what you're going to get from day to day. They are emotionally volatile. Their responses can be some way. Okay, all right? Some days they're responsive in a good way. Some days they're responsive in a bad way. But their response in a bad way creates the roller coaster effects. Okay? All right? So, for you to understand that emotionally, and my thing is like, emotionally reactive parents also for me is about ill proportioned reaction. You know what I mean? Ill proportion reacting. And so the ill proportion reaction to the child's behavior is what causes anxious attachments in children too, right? So let's say the way that you may scream, hey, and that's not always your position, but because you are reactive to everything, every little thing the child does, you're on them, and you're just reacting every single time. The child doesn't get time to breathe. You know, you have some parents like that any little thing they're reacting, any little, good, bad, like they just, it's always a sharp response. You know what I'm saying too? Like and after a while, it makes you nervous. It makes you anxious. The fact that they're always like reacting. It's like, come on, like, can I catch a break? You know what I mean? Okay, so those kind of parents can be very difficult to deal with. And because also as well, for the child, they are always then wondering what's next. And when is it next? And how will it be next? Will I get good cop or bad cop today? Will I get good emotions, bad emotions? And I shouldn't say bad emotions. There's no such thing as good or bad emotions. But will I get someone who's going to be emotional, available today, or not emotionally available today? I don't know, but they're going to respond in a way. And am I going to be safe? Will I be safe with the way you're going to respond? Right? Especially if you're dealing with angry parents, alcoholic parents, drug parents, if you're dealing with, narcissistic parents, emotionally volatile parents. Like, if you're dealing with this kind of parents, they will always put a child into a shock state where they're having to look up like a meerkat and be like, what's going to happen next? You know what I'm saying to you? Like, when you have volatile parents, because you can't even, you are afraid to have certain conversations because you're afraid of what they might say. That you're not sure what response you're going to get from them. That it's not even consistent. Like, at least if you knew they were going to blow up, you would think about, I ain't never going to say it to them, they're going to definitely blow up. But you're not even sure whether they will blow up. You're just not sure what you're going to get from them. And that creates anxiety in itself. Right? Or that you will get a response for them, but the response will be so disproportionate from the actual situation. It's like, what's the point? Okay. That's number one. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next part. Okay, let's talk about how it shows up in adult behavior, okay? I'm going to show how does it show up in adult behavior. Now, guys, if we're here, we're almost at, let's get to 25k likes, please, from me, please. Thank you. Let's get to 25k likes for me. We're on 24, let's get to 25 at least and beyond. You know what I mean? Let's get to 25k likes and beyond, okay? I hope we hit the 50k by the end of the day. You know what I'm saying to you? Okay. All right. Let's get to that place. Anybody who's here, hold on now. Now, before I go any further, if you are here, listen, we have, I do coaching on a regular basis. I do one-to-one coaching. And that is all based usually around the areas of like psychodynamic, but we go into childhood, to be able to reveal the patterns as to why you are acting the way you are now. So if you are looking to heal and you are ready, by the way, I like ready people, okay? If you're looking to heal and you're ready, I want you to send me a DM right now, or send me a DM by the end of the show, whatever you want through the show. But promptness is always better. You know what I'm saying to you? Because sometimes you get scared. You're like, oh, I'll do it later on. You don't do it. We've got 30 seconds. If you're interested in healing your attachment and you're interested in going on a healing journey and you're ready to change, like you've been waiting for that opportunity, like you've been saying it, but you know that opportunity hasn't necessarily come. I need you to DM me now, okay? DM me and I'll send you a link so we can start getting you on that scale, right? You know what I'm saying to you. I like to do what we call a discovery call first. I want to understand where you're coming from, what you actually need, okay? So that's what in this season, we're doing discovery calls. I didn't do it before, But in this particular season, I'm doing discovery calls. Why? Because I want to be able to understand your latent needs. I want you to understand what you want to achieve as well. Okay. So Sarah asks, is there a cost to that? Yes, there is a cost to it. Yes, there is a cost to it. But I can guarantee you it will be very worthwhile. Why? Because I don't just coach you on the coaching call. I also send you analysis of your notes. I give you guys attachment analysis. I then give you journal prompts and then give you worksheets as well on every session, by the way, on every session. Because my thing is I want to build you up. I don't want you just to be with me forever. I'm not building you to stay with me. I'm building you to fly. Okay. So if you feel that you're ready and you're like, you know what, I've been waiting. I've been looking for an opportunity. I need to really get my healing journey on. Heal this attachment wounds, whether it's boundaries, whether it's breakup, whether it's parents, whether it's with marriage. I have married couples that reach out to me. If you want to heal a marriage, listen, this is the time to reach out to me. Okay? Send me a DM. Okay? And I'll send you. Okay? All right? Send me a DM and I'll send you. Okay? All right? And yes, Esmeralda, I see you on the waiting list. I did see you as well, Esmeralda. Thank you. All right? Send me a DM. And we'll send you out some information, okay? Like I said, I want to make sure people are ready for the work we're about to do. I don't need everybody, but we need people. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah. Okay. All right. Send me a DM, and we will get you again. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you, Heidi. Heidi sent me an email. I appreciate it. Okay. Rebecca says she's an anxiously attached person. Then Rebecca, you need to reach out to me and book a session with myself, okay? So we can start healing that attachment for you, okay? All right. Jody said, I'm money making. Yeah, coaching is not free. This is why I do these lives for about 3 hours. Yes, I do charge. Because it's not free. If I coach the whole world for free, what would I be doing full time? How would I be able to coach you if I'm not? You know what I mean? Come on now. All right, next thing. The next point we're going to go to is how this behavior shows in adulthood. How this behavior shows up in adulthood. How does it show up in adulthood? Okay? How does it show up in adulthood? Okay, so your anxious attachment is going to show up like this. Number 1, over-apologizing. Number 2, people-pleasing behaviors. Number 3, trying to tie your self-worth into external. Number 4, over-giving, as I mentioned before. Okay? Now, I'm going to break this down really, really quickly for you guys. Okay? Number 1, you're going to over-apologize to everybody. Why? Because you're afraid of being the bad guy. You are afraid of a bad reputation, and you are afraid that somebody's going to say they don't like you. Okay? So as an adult, you're now apologizing way beyond. In fact, let me give you an example. Someone steps on your foot, you apologize to them. You're like, I'm so sorry. Even though your shoe is scuffed, you're apologizing to them. Why? Because you're afraid of being the bad person, the bad guy. Why? Because that leads to you feeling like you're going to be rejected. So you're over apologizing. What it does, okay, is that it's your tactic and your way of keeping that person close. Okay, all right, your way of keeping that person close, and for you to avoid the dangers of being harmed or hurt or being rejected, abandoned, or betrayed. Okay, so over apologizing. Okay, massive one. Number 2 is becoming a people pleaser. I've already spoke about this before. I won't speak about it too much. This is you becoming a chameleon. This is you not feeling emotionally safe, to able to say no and to hold your boundaries. So people who are anxious, their boundaries usually are very loose. They're like, I'm very go with the flow. You know, whatever you want. Really and truly, that's not how you feel. You don't feel that way. That's not how you feel. You don't feel like, you know what, that you'll go with the flow. That's not how you feel. Okay, all right. Number 3, I said about people pleasing. Within this, let me tell you this. You panic in conflict. Anxious people panic in conflict. They want it to be done they want it to be done quickly, or rather, at least, if there is an argument, you struggle to hold silence. You're like, you know what? Wait a minute. No. Let's mend this thing now. Let's heal this issue quickly now. Let's sort this out now. Because you're uncomfortable with the distance. You're afraid if there is distance between you and the party who may be offended, or you've offended somebody, whichever way it is, they're going to abandon you if there is too much time elapsing. In fact, if there's too much time elapsing, your brain starts to think, they're going to hurt me. Or they're going to leave me. Or they're going to abandon me. Right? So when it comes to conflict, you are very fast to try and patch things up. I want to encourage you, stop patching up so quickly. It sounds good, but you're not actually thinking through what you actually are patching up. And you can tell, because when you get there, you're like, let's just say sorry. Let's just apologize. Okay, whatever it is, I am really sorry. And you're not even thinking deeply about what actually happened. You can tell by your apology that you're not even thinking about what really happened in the situation. That even though you were offended or you were hurt even, you at that point struggle to be able to identify your own needs. And so you over-identify their needs and you start apologizing for whatever you feel like they've been hurt by. And then you leave your needs and what pain you have, you leave it aside. Let's just sort out what you need to sort out. I don't mind about me. Don't worry about me. Right? So apologizing quickly is not a bonus here. Apologizing quickly sometimes is an indication that you're uncomfortable with the distance that you feel has been created emotionally by the conflict. Yes, you have to keep the peace. Okay? That's important. Number 4 is tying your self-worth to external validation. Okay, you gain your self-worth from outside of yourself. You gain it from relationships. You gain it from being a server for people. You gain it for doing things for other people, right? Like, I think a lot of anxious people are very much what we call servers. They serve people. They serve people. They are people who are full of servitude. Amazing people. But what they don't realize is they've tied their self-worth into moving and doing. And that's how it shows up in adulthood. And it's why I call you the Samson of your friendship group. You've heard me say it before. I'll say it again. Some of you are the Samson of your